it. Okay.
The tradition.
All right. Cheers.
Salud.
I already drank so much of it.
It's all right, we got more.
Yeah, we got plenty.
Welcome back to the Inner Workings podcast. Another special guest with us today, Sheldon WAV,
Hello.
or Sheldon Yeoman.
Hey, young.
Are we giving out government names?
Yeah,
Damn.
It's too late.
too late now.
Yeah.
I'll put a beep there.
Nah, it's all good. It's all good.
I guess owner and lead engineer at the Level Studio.
Yes, sir. Levels Studio.
Yeah, absolutely been making some incredible records recently.
Thanks, man.
Congrats
Thank you
on
very
the
much. You too, though.
Mix,
You too, Mr. J. Cal. The names is going around.
Congrats on the 88 Yummy and
Thank you, man.
Your Boy Mars record. That's really incredible.
Thank you
The
very
mix
much,
on
bro.
that was-
You're also managing now, aren't you?
Oh,
Sector
yeah,
6
sure. I
U.
might be. I've been trying to keep it, the managing thing on the low for like
Hey.
ages.
Exclusives.
Artist development, yeah.
But no, yeah, it's out now, so I guess management too, you know.
On the low.
Mainly Perry P, but I'm helping out with like 88 Yami and like, you know, everyone else and stuff that's on Sector 6 management with Reed. But so he's like the main guy. I'm just kind of like trying to like help out as much as I can. But yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Because you've had a bit of, I guess, industry experience. If you just want to tell us about your background and your artist
shit.
career and, you know,
Man.
because, you know, you started out, I guess, and you had a little
Yeah.
thing with Warner for a while or a little development.
Yeah, shit, that too. Fuck, man.
It's been a while.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit,
Yeah.
damn, it's been a while. Yeah, I started out like singing and stuff, like R&B singer.
It's Tyler Rivers.
Yeah,
that
it's
was
Tyler, it's Tyler Rivers. Back in I think I'd launched like and announced Tyler Rivers in 2016, like just doing covers on Facebook. Then I met this guy named Jason Brown, and he was like my manager for a bit. I opened for like
Shout out JB.
yeah, shout out JB.
That's Doe related
Hey,
records.
message me though. You've been ignoring me for a while. You know, it's cool. It's cool. I forgive you. But yeah, so JB was managing me for a while, and then yeah, he got me like a spot for the Tory Lanez show, which ended up getting cancelled anyway. And then I opened for August Alsina. Then after that, because of that, I got hit up by this guy from Warner Music, and then I got like this distribution deal. But then some other like background shit happened. So then the deal we didn't get all the full benefits from it because I had this like a good friend of mine like backstab me and try to like email him behind my back. That's another thing. But yeah, I got a distribution deal for like 2 of my songs. I got Take You, Young and Naive. Yeah, pretty much. And then I did this duo thing called Like Ty with this other guy, Torfik, which is now Ty Romay. And yeah, but during all that though, I was running my studio, and I was like, man, it's tough to balance that, bro. Like being an artist and then
And so was the studio like mainly for financial means, like in terms of
all
sustainability, having your artist career? Because, you know,
Yeah.
obviously trying to make money from streams and things is
Yeah,
almost
tough,
near
man.
impossible.
Yeah, I was a tradie, bro. I was a carpenter. I was
Okay.
doing like putting up walls and ceilings and shit. And then I was like, fuck, man, I hate my job, man. Fuck this shit. I was working for my ex's mum actually. And then I was like, man, what can I do to make money and
Still be progressing. Yeah.
And be something you're passionate
yeah,
about.
something I'm passionate about, yeah. And then Mars actually hit me up, your boy Mars. And he hit me up. And I wasn't even thinking about running a studio at all. I was like, man, what the fuck? And Mars hit me up and I mixed his first EP that's probably not even out anymore. It's on SoundCloud. It's called Serenade. Love it, but it's also ass because my mixing was ass at the time. But then I was like, fuck, you know what? I can actually do this shit. So then I was like, fuck it. Started my studio. And then, yeah, since then it's been sick. Been amazing, bro. It's been the fucking best decision I've ever made.
You're going to get a lot of questions from me, right?
I can't wait.
Because I understand the business side of a lot of things.
Yeah, for sure.
I
love business.
How do you run it? Is it solely yourself running it? Do you have business partners to help you
so it's
with
solely,
the back end of stuff, or you do the whole thing 360 yourself?
Yeah, 360, man. Full everything myself. Like, yeah, the counting to, yeah, just running the studio to
I respect the shit out of that.
Thanks,
People
man.
don't know how much work that takes.
Yeah, I quit being an
I'm
artist
sure you
to
can
do that.
you can agree to this and attest to this too.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
It's fucking rough though, man. It's tough. But yeah, I quit being an artist to do it full time because it was hard to balance. And I told myself, I was like, you know what? I'm making money in music and the studio's doing well. And I promised myself when I was a kid, I was like, you know what? I want to make money in music. Doesn't matter what it is, singing, I don't know, mixing, fucking master. I don't master, but mixing, producing, whatever it is, right? And the studio was going so well. And I was like, I'm not going to give this up, man. Like to give up something you built so hard for, to do something that's got no guarantee, like, you know, being an artist. I was like, man, and then to like say I did that and I didn't make it, and I come back to it, I'm not as successful as I was. I was like, fuck it, so I just quit it, and then since then it's just been.
I wouldn't say you
studio.
quit it. I'd say I don't know, you've developed and you progressed
Yeah.
into something that, you found almost, because I feel like you're as passionate for mixing and building records and developing artists
Well,
than you are.
1000%. Yeah, I love mixing, man. Mixing's like
I think the
top.
artistry was part of the journey, to get where you are today.
1000%, man. I feel like ever since even being a kid, like I think I've always had a business mindset, but I've also loved just singing,
And creativity.
Yeah, and creativity. Yeah, exactly. Just like expressing myself through like writing and like like singing and stuff. But like I've always had a business mindset. I remember being at Wesley, like in year 6, right? With remember a guy named Brady? He was a bit of a loose guy, like Brody or Brady. I can't
Maybe, man. That's so many years ago.
fuck yeah. So I actually sold porn magazines with him in year 6.
Oh, exclusives.
So like I would steal them from my uncle, who's like he's a fucked cunt. But like I stole them from my uncle, and then I'd sell them back at Wesley, like porn magazines and stuff with him. And then I remember buying and selling, like Coke cans and shit. It's like going to the store.
Hustler.
Yeah, I remember finding like empty lockers or something, and then just putting like a fucking carton in there and just selling them, reselling them. So I've always had like this mindset of like business and money and like just kind of like just business. But then now it's great to mix my passion of music and mixing with business. Like it's crazy. So I was like, fuck. Art. And also my mindset's just changed since retiring from being an artist. Like I'm full on like studio now. I can't even like imagine myself being an artist anymore. It's crazy.
I feel that. And what I like most is your artist journey helps you, I guess, on your business side as well, because you've been through the ringer. You've seen
100%,
the processes, what happens behind the scenes,
1000%.
the industry could, fuck you
But
over.
it's tough with artists that you manage, man, because they're like, they want to be like in control and do the thing, which obviously me, like in my previous management, like I love Jason and stuff, but I feel like we clashed because I felt like he was kind of too controlling at times. So with my artists that I'm trying to manage, I want to be like, look, I'll come to you with everything and every idea I have, but at the end of the day, no matter what, you're the guy that has the last say. I can battle you with it to the end, but at the end of the day, it's all on you. So like I feel like, with that, I have that kind of balance where it's like I understand what it's like being an artist, and you want what you want and you have your vision. But at the end of the day, like I have the business side of things where I'll come to you and like kind of give you another perspective. But look,
manage the
it's on you.
expectations, really. Yeah.
But sometimes artists still don't get it. Like, man, I feel like I know I'm right, but man, you do.
Yeah. It's a different mindset, and obviously, like you're looking at things from your perspective, but then they're looking at at it from theirs.
Yeah, exactly.
And things can cross over. So I guess what's a typical week for you look like? Or I guess like a day in a week.
Let's go. Let me check my calendar. I'll tell you. So August was probably like one of my busiest months, low key. Let me see. What did August entail?
Financial year tax returns. Our busiest month too.
Bro, I haven't done my taxes yet, man. I've been too lazy. I'll be honest with you. Fuck tax.
Do you do that, or like do a lot of like your financial stuff yourself, or do you obviously like have an accountant?
I used to get my ex's mum to help me, low key.
I have a guy if you need.
I actually do need a guy. My dad wants me to use his guy, but I'm like, I don't want to use the same guy as you, because then you know what's like. What I'm, like
My guy actually works in the industry, used to DJ in the industry, gets the ins and outs of the music industry.
Oh, fire.
So like, I'll
link me up. I desperately need a guy. I really don't want to use my dad's guy.
He's on top of the crypto stuff, so he helps me with my crypto stuff.
Oh,
so
that's perfect. I actually want that. I do really want that.
We'll talk after, yeah.
Please. Let's see. So from the 29th to the 4th, so I always have Saturdays off. Saturday's always my day off, because I just need one day a week where I'm just like, So
of course.
Why Saturday?
Okay. So there's actually a story behind it. So I was with my girl, my ex, for 6 years, and that was her day off. So then she's always like, you have to have one day off just for me. And like, you work too much. I'm like, all right, fine, just one day off. And then I actually had a friend of mine who kind of helps me run levels, 506. So he has it, like he pays rent and stuff and records his own guys in there and stuff. So then I was like, all right, yeah, you want to rent out? Cool. You can have Saturday, since I don't work Saturday anyway. Me and my girl broke up, and I was like, well, fuck it. I mean, let's just keep Saturdays off. So I just kept Saturdays off, and I didn't top up though. But yeah, I just kept. Yeah, man. Oh, the stuff is amazing. So I just kept Saturdays off, and I was like, yeah, that's just me how it is.
That's super important, especially when you're running your own enterprise, because it is 24/7, 365.
Yeah, man, it's hard.
That well-being and mental space, just to even get away, I guess, from this dude.
1000%, yeah.
It does you probably a lot of justice.
I'm burnt out. I'm fucking so burnt out, but I love it. I love it. But yeah.
Do you like, so typically would you work from what, like 10 a.m. to 10 p.m.? Like, is it usually like obviously breaks and stuff like that?
Yeah,
But
actually, sometimes I have like back-to-back days. Like, for example, on this day, 2nd of September, had 9 to 12, then 12 to 4, 45, and I had an hour off. Oh no, and then the Cape shows. That's not a client, but
because I've heard stories about you, I think from like Rock telling me, Ross telling me like you falling asleep at like the chair.
Oh, bro, there's been times I feel bad as hell, man, for some clients, but they don't know. Yeah, I'm like, so I'm sitting there on the mixing desk, right? I'm mixing. I'm just like falling asleep while I'm mixing. They have no idea. But I wake up, like, because it'd be like a 5-second nap. And I wake up like, what am I up to?
Yeah.
Am I up to the reverb? Wait, was I EQing? What the fuck? And they're like sitting there in the back, but like, how's it going? I'm like, yeah, it's good, man. It's good. Yeah, man. Fuck. Oh, man. There's been times where it's just like, yeah. Sometimes I think they're from 9 to like 10 or 9 to something, you know. But sometimes I have clients that want like 8 o'clock, so, you know.
Yeah, you make it happen.
Yeah, make it happen. Whatever the client wants, I do, no matter what it is.
How long have you been running the studio for?
Full time, 3 years. I think 3 years, yeah.
And do you have a plan in terms of like scaling? Where you don't have to be mixing as much and can do more operational management?
1000%. I want to get into business outside of music. So I want to get into, so I've got an app that I want to kind of like develop, as well as a couple like other business ventures and stuff. Like I want to get into more investing, and I want to get investment property soon. And then just like to be able to free up my time and like be able to make income outside of music, so that when I do music, it's not like I'm working with artists that I don't really like, or artists that I don't want to
concentrate your time.
Yeah, like just work with like either Adrian or just like, you know, people that I really like, want to put my time in and give them that quality sound, because now I can, you know, with all my time and stuff. Yeah, but I want to definitely upscale the studio. I want to get a big ass level studio with like multiple rooms and shit, you know, rent them all out.
What's the key to that, in your opinion?
More money to be able to afford it.
But I'm talking more so from workload.
Workload?
Would you not want to be training someone or have people underneath you that you can then be like, cool, you can then step away and know you can focus on your future ventures?
I mean, that'd be dope. But at the same time, I feel like it's a trust thing. I don't trust anyone to do a good enough job to be able to, because I feel like with the levels, like, although it's not like you can pump out 100% amazing quality 100% of the time, you know? Like, obviously there's going to be times where some mixes will be ass. Or, you know, because you're either not vibing with the client, or you're just like, the song's shit, or just there's always different variables. But at the same time, like, I just don't really trust anyone to give that.
To
like,
put your stamp on it as well.
Yeah, exactly. As well as like, trust anyone with either money. So that, for example, if I hire someone to book him in, right, and I do like an online booking system thing, and every client books online, so I can see the money come in and out and whatnot. But what if the guy like starts booking people outside of that, you know? Or starts stealing my clients and opens up his own thing, or starts like, you know, it's like, you know, I just don't really trust anyone, because I've had like, even like with the Warner thing before, I had my best friend go behind my back and like try to steal the deal from me. So it's like, I've had so many different things that kind of, I don't really trust people like that. Like,
but you're doing at the moment, like with 5-0 and stuff, like, so the space is being rented out into some degree. So I guess it's like I don't mind renting space out to another person to use. I just wouldn't want them to use the space under my name, as well as like me advocating for them, you know, being like, this interesting,
is, you know, working under me. More like, man, rent the space, do whatever you want with it, pay your rent.
And it comes down to the right people. Like, I feel you in terms of like not trusting you, but I also think like when it comes to like progression, part of it is like having, you know, a team around you and things like that.
1,000%.
So, but I do feel you, and like obviously there's like your experiences do taint you in a certain way. Like, you know, everyone's sort of felt a bit betrayed sometimes, but
100%.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's also a Perth thing, man. To be honest with you, like if you look at like studios in LA, London, like big studios around the world, like even Sydney and stuff, right? You got like assistant engineers, and you have all these people that are different. Like, for example, I don't know, let's say you work at Coles, you got your manager, your supervisor, your employee.
They're on payroll.
The whole thing, right? Yeah. Everyone's on payroll, right? With a studio, obviously it's a bit different, but in these bigger cities, there's a similar kind of thing. You got your engineer, your main guy, you got your assistant engineer, you got your recording engineer, you got like your master, you know, you got the whole lot, right? But
division of labor.
Yeah, exactly. But with Perth, it's like people don't want to pay that price. And as well not as yet, people not yet, 100%. In 5 to 10 years, I'm telling you, it's coming. But the thing is, in Perth, no one wants to pay that price. as well as no one really understands what really goes into it. Because I work with a lot of artists that don't even bother to understand, like what a mix is.
Understand what it is.
Yeah, they don't understand anything, right? But in Sydney, they have the money and the budgets to do it, and they work with the people that are serious enough that put in the time to understand. So they go, all right, I'm recording with a recording engineer, and after that, I'm gonna get the song mixed, and then after that, this is So then you have those tiers that you're able to do. But in Perth, it's like it's just not there.
I think that's slowly coming here. Like you're already starting to see it. Like
definitely.
The fact that it's like we can almost like we're coexisting in a space like Perth right now.
Bro, I think the best thing for Perth is for people not to see, for example, me and you and Dinge and like all these other studios, not to see each other as competition, but to see each other as colleagues.
Yeah, no, I love it. Like you put when like My City came out, I was pumped as I was like crazy. I was like, oh, you don't have to distort the bass. That's pretty cool. I was like, oh, you don't have to put a reverb on. That's dope. Like it was I look at that and I don't feel any type of weight. Like maybe if I was like 20 or something, it would be like you have that like young ego. But now I'm just like. That's like really cool. Like it makes me excited, and the other thing I want to talk about that record that I think is so cool is that was a completely Perth. There was no part of that maybe except for the production or the beat, but there was no part of that was done outside of Perth, even down to the marketing. I found out the other day.
Everything.
So like that makes me very, very happy and very excited.
Thanks, man.
And like even like the master was
that
huge.
hit A1, isn't it?
Yeah, but viral charts too. Viral fucking number. It peaked at number 34 song on Spotify.
Yeah, on the viral 50, it's huge.
Local.
It's on 2,000 playlists at the moment.
2,000
playlists.
Sheesh.
So it's fucking wild, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, there's not many things like songs that have done that in this, and that's good to see that start to happen. And it's good to see that sort of for us to because I feel like Perth's always like overlooked in terms of like
100%.
Like
100.
And it's good to be competing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And hats off to everyone involved. Like even shout out Mixed by Dinge. She did the master for that,
Just moved in with him too. We wild, we crazy.
Oh, like living?
Yeah, we're living together now. Yeah, so it's
wait, so you guys live together and work together, or he has his own studio?
He has his own studio, but I send him all my client stuff for mastering and whatnot.
Yeah, so are you not using, because I know you were using like a few people over east for a while, but now
I still use Panorama when I can but the thing is his price went up and my clients don't really want to like pay that sort of like fee, especially in Perth as well. Like people just don't really want to pay.
There, like you were saying.
It's not yet.
That was the other thing I was going to ask you about, because you price like as long as it's okay,
but
course,
like
you price like for your mix and master, but then you outsource.
Yeah.
How does that work in terms of a business? Because wouldn't you just want to get the mastering person to send the invoice? Because then doesn't it get like hairy with tax
honestly,
and stuff?
man, like it kind of depends on the client at the same time.
Yeah.
So I'll tell a client, like if they come in for a mix, right, I'll charge them for the mix price. Or I'll charge them per hour, whatever it is. And then afterwards I'll be like, then I'll tell them about my mastering thing. But then some clients I tell them, I tell them most of my clients tell them all the same thing, but then when they message me about mixing and mastering rates, I tell them $450 mix and master, which in that price I'll pay Dinge out of my pocket.
Okay.
And so
So instead of
still division of labor, sort, but outside.
But I can also use that to claim it back on tax as well.
Yeah, okay. So you feel like it's also that's a more digestible package for people,
just,
rather than being like, oh yeah, I mix, but I understand. Actually, that makes total sense
like,
now.
Yeah, because some clients don't really get.
Then they get spooked, especially people who don't understand. They're like, oh okay, but how come you can't? Like, I understand. That's fair enough.
But with some clients I just mix and then I just tell them, so this guy masters it, so I'll send it off to them and then he invoices them. Yeah. But if they pay for the mix and master package with me, then I'll send it to him and he'll invoice me.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like how I have it set up at the moment. It's a bit confusing, but like
no, not at all. Really, it makes sense. It's all about digestibility and stuff. So
touching back on the point you guys made before, it's good to see that Perth now has places to cultivate the music scene.
Yeah, definitely.
Like both you guys, Dinge, a couple 100%. Other studios are popping up. So it's like there's at least demand enough for people to think that it's viable.
Yeah, definitely.
Enough to do it. But it also then helps, I guess, meet a quality standard in the benchmark, because people are now going to get it recorded properly.
Nailed that on the head.
Now getting mixed properly.
There's people seeking to do things on a higher level now, you know?
And you can now hear it. 2-3 years ago, you couldn't tell the difference because everyone kind of sounded like they weren't putting in the effort. But now, when you have a record that's really been polished and done right, you can really, just hearing it, you just know you're like, cool.
Yeah, you have to. And this is like on some like if you're here, you have to get your shit like recorded and mixed properly here for you to stand out.
Yeah, 1000%.
Like you know what I mean. Like obviously the song's got to be good. That's like a given. But like you're not gonna stand out from doing like home jobbies anymore. You know what I mean? Like
man.
it's got to be done with people who are putting in the hours. So that's good. That's what we want. That's what we're raising the bar and things like that.
I remember I messaged you months ago, man. Maybe even a year. I think I can't remember. It was a long time ago. I was still at my studio where I'm at now. But I remember asking you if you were like planning on moving to Sydney or Melbourne or something, and you're like, "Nah, I'm staying in Perth. I got a plan for Perth." What that? And I was like, "What?" I was like, at the time, bro.
Well, I did go, but like I went for a little bit, yeah.
But like for a full move, like
yeah.
And then I was like, at the time, I was like, nah, I didn't get it, bro. Like, what Perth? What? But now I'm like, nah, Perth.
It's a gold mine, bro.
Yeah, I'm telling you right now, 5 to 10 years, man, Perth is going to pop. It's going to be like in America. You got West Coast and East Coast, LA to New York, just as big as each other. But there's no there's no like one's laughing at the other. It's just at the moment,
I feel like we're the ones currently building that structure.
Yes.
So like with us being the ones building it, we can kind of manipulate and lead things to where I guess you guys wish for it to go.
1000%. And it's just like and that you were saying before about you shouldn't look at like me or you or Dinge as competition, because it's not, because we all have the same goal of like we're trying to like set a standard of quality, definitely. And set like, and we're actually, we're actually trying to make an industry here, because there's not hasn't really been one, like in our field, I guess in like hip hop and R&B. Yeah, so definitely. It's like, we're, there's no A&Rs running around here and stuff like that. It's like we're actually, trying to create.
I feel like if there's a studio that comes out in Perth that sees us as competition, they're going to be left behind by the negativity,
Yeah.
When something is coming up, where all the biggest studios are working together, like you, me, and Dinge, we're all actually working together and trying to build something, while they're just trying to like, be negative.
Yeah, it's good, man. I'm always excited when people are trying to do stuff like make studios and do stuff like, because it's like everybody wants to, there's a lot of artists and stuff, and that's cool, but like to actually, try to build a studio and try to build a business out of that, it's tough. It's really tough.
It's respectable, man. It's really fucking rough.
So yeah, what's next in a sense? Like, you're obviously doing a bit of management stuff.
Yeah.
We've had some coffees and stuff, and you've talked about artist development and things like that. Is that kind of where your head's at in terms of passion right now?
Man, to be honest, I'm still in a point where I'm like so confused of what I want to do. Not because I don't know what I want to do, but because I don't know how to have enough time to do that.
There's a lot of things that are exciting you. Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah, at the moment, it's like with us, it's like we earn money based on our hours. Like, we're still working a wage job technically, if that, like if I don't work, if I cancel a client on that hour, I lose that income, so it's kind of like I have to put all my time at the moment in the studio, but definitely artist development and really trying to like do more management is the goal, but it's just like trying to figure out a way to make that passive income to be able to eliminate
it is a battle. Wage. It is a battle, short term and long term stuff. Because a lot of like if you go and book, this guy for 3 hours for your rate, it's like, that 3 hours is going to make you X amount of money. But it's like, if you invest that 3 hours maybe into something that's not going to make into an artist that you're developing, you may not make that money straight away, but you don't know what, that could equate to more. It's a hard balance. I understand.
The opportunity cost.
Exactly. Which I'm doing. I am still artist developing, and I'm developing, and I'm still like sacrificing that income by like giving some artists like really good deals and stuff. Like, for example, 88 Yami and I have a good deal. Like, I don't charge him for recording, but I charge him for mixing. So
that's a very good deal.
There's artists that I really believe in, where I like, okay, let's do something just to try to like, at least I can put food on my table, but as well as help him out and not put him short, as well as certain other artists I'm working with as well.
Equivalent exchange.
So it's trying to balance the two, where it's like, okay, I can still make an income, but at the same time you can still afford it, as well as, or even times with Yami, like he can't afford to pay the mix. I'll be like, all right, dude, pay it in a month, in 6 months, pay it to me in 3 months. At least I know I'm going to get it in the end.
Yeah. And like, you're contributing to the vision.
And honestly, it's paid off, man. Like, he hasn't paid me for the last I don't know if I should say it, but he hasn't paid me for the last how many whatever mixes. I won't tell you how many, or but it's still. But
you know it's coming.
Yeah,
it's that relationship. Where
even
if
it doesn't come,
thing,
bro, like it's been going so well as it is that like I'm happy to just whatever it is, because it's
as long as there's respect in the relationship,
exactly,
it's cool. Yeah, I'm the same with a few people I work with, so that's that's cool.
There's a mutual sort of like understanding there. It's like, look, I know I believe in you, and I know you're gonna do well, and you respect me enough to kind of let me know like I can't really afford it, and I'll be there to be like, all right, easy, all good, we're still working.
That's good. That's very good.
I'm gonna dive more into the business side because like we don't get a lot of business peeps I can like nerd out with.
Let's do it.
For someone who's out there who's contemplating opening a studio, right? Mm-hmm. What are like some hurdles or like some things they should consider before getting into it, and like some pitfalls they might encounter? Because I know there's people out there that are definitely contemplating it but might not know how to go about it.
Honestly, man, it comes down to confidence of your price, which actually learned from JK a bit too. But so when I first started out, I was at $40 an hour, and then I moved up, and obviously I'm at $80 an hour now. But the thing is, the clients I had at 40 and the clients I had at 80 are completely different people. The price you set is the group of people you're going to get. So if you set your price at $40 an hour, or $50 or even $60 an hour, that's the group of people you're going to get. The people that aren't serious, will always flake, will never pay, will try to, whatever it is. Obviously, I'm not saying everyone's like that, but the likelihood of those people will always be there. So now when you're trying to get serious and be like, and start charging prices that like I charge or Din's charges or JCal charges, all those clients and all that hard work that you built up will be gone in an instant. And now you're starting again from ground zero after you just up your price. Because different caliber of people, So 100%. It's just honestly, if you're going to start a studio, start high and just stay high, and then have the confidence to just stay there and then work it out, and then eventually it'll come.
And maybe not even a studio per se, but in business in general.
Any sort of business, for sure.
Because we had some backlash with like Mana used to be $10 flat, but then like the type of people that would come were like,
yeah, man,
increase the price a little bit, and like it culls a lot of that.
Yeah. Quality, I mean, quantity is important, but quality is important too, and maybe even in some cases more
1,000%.
important.
And you also gotta, I mean, for your time as well. You've been in this industry for how many years? You've put in how many hours? Like, I guess entry level 40 is good to get your name out there.
Oh, for sure, 100%.
Develop brand and have some product to show future clientele. But at the same time, you got to run a business. You also got to get your, you've earned your stripes. Man. You might as well, you know what I mean? Yeah.
It's just tough that if you say, let's say I'm paying rent at a studio, I charge $40 an hour, and I'm getting my name out there. I'm doing good. I'm like getting my, like the portfolio ready, and then I'm ready to be a high price studio. Once I do that, it's another stress of being like, oh fuck, I have rent to pay. All my clients have just left me because no one wants to pay that price. So I feel like if you're going to do that, don't have any sort of overheads. If you're going to start low, try your best not to have any sort of overheads until you're able to charge a high price, as well as like be able to know and be like, I can't pay that.
So like, maybe develop from
your bedroom or just somewhere.
Have you ever had an experience though where you've had a client that's been iffy about like the price or whatever, but then they've come and done the session, and then after the session they've been like totally basically convinced of it?
All the time, man. All the time.
Yeah, that's the other thing. But yeah, that is a valid point that, when there's risk involved, but that's why, you're talking about wanting to diversify and things. It's very smart thinking, because definitely to rely on that one thing,
Yeah, for sure.
And actually the other thing I was going to say, is how was over COVID, but things quite...
That's exactly what I was like, COVID, what contingencies do you have for...
Okay, look, for me personally, I was with my ex at the time during COVID, right? And she and her and her mum were very like COVID worried, like very like, oh no, COVID can't work, can't. Me, honestly, personally, I would have worked through COVID, man. I would have done it, but I was living with them at the time, and they didn't want, so I couldn't.
Respect.
Yeah, out of respect, I was like, all right, I won't work, and I was making like fucking no money, man. I was living off of JobKeeper, so that was my and pretty much, but it was tough. It was really tough. But once COVID was over, I actually felt like COVID for Perth was a blessing, man, because everyone had more money, everyone was willing to spend. Artists were coming out because they had just been locked away making music the whole time. So honestly, man, COVID actually saved my studio. At the same time, I thought it was killing it. As soon as Perth opened up, it saved it.
The light at the end of the tunnel was very bright.
Exactly. And since COVID, man, it's been booming. So it's been great. I love it.
And I think it'll continue to, especially with like, obviously you've got your business model of like, you're doing a lot of work and like, you're charging by the hour and things like that. But then something like, My City comes out and then that's like, the biggest advertisement you could freaking have of like this thing that was in Viral 50 that's gotten, probably going to do 1 million streams. It's getting 100K a month. This came out of this place. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
for sure. I am tempted to do one of those videos like, man, welcome to Level Studio. We made My City. Just be in front of a camera and be like, yeah, come pull up. We did this, we did that. We can do the same for you. But then I'm like, it's not genuine, man, so I won't do it. But
hey, it speaks for itself because the streets already talk.
Yeah,
they know what studio it came from. So it's like,
yeah.
Anything that's good will always, go around and people will be, cognizant of where it's coming from.
Actually, honestly, the peace sign that I have in my studio, that big pink peace sign, best fucking thing that ever happened in my studio.
Branding.
Bro, I didn't realize.
Branding is major.
Oh, yeah, it's crazy. My ex bought it for me, actually. Man, I'm bringing her up a lot. But, like, actually, to be honest, I would not be where I am if it wasn't for her. But, yeah, anyway, she bought it for me as, like, a little surprise. And, so I didn't get to pick what I was going to get. But she got me a peace sign. And, man, since then, people just come to the studio just to take photos of it, bro. Like, they will book an hour session, take a photo, do a verse, and be like, I'm out. I'm like, oh, so what? You just came to put that on your story? What?
Facts, bro.
Yeah.
This is now going to my world, into the marketing world, where people are so like easily influenced by the smallest things. Like
Bro, it's like on Instagram you get girls being like, I went to this cafe just because everyone else went to the cafe. They go there, they buy a little salad, take a photo, they're like, I was here.
They don't even need to know they went to levels. They see this, they know where you at. You know what I mean? So it's like,
I love it. I've been thinking about changing it, but I'm like, nah. It's already ingrained. I can't now. I'm gonna get it tattooed on me now. Fuck it. Like, fuck it. But now I'm out. Yeah, it's been great. It's been great. I've got my dream job. It's great, man. Life's good. It's just about finding a way to make it last. Because I know that in 10 years, I won't be. If Perth doesn't progress, the studio will be going to shit in 10 years. Because if I think about it, music is always changing. Hip hop, R&B will never be the top. Drake's never going to be the top, like he's right now, but in 10 years there's going to be another genre that's going to be coming on top of hip hop. It could be rock again, it could be pop again, it could be R&B, who knows, I hope. But the thing is, with me, I built up such a repertoire and like a reputation with these young kids, right? And people at this age, and obviously I'm at this kind of similar age or a bit older. So in 10 years, 34, I'm no longer going to relate to them as well. I'm no longer going to relate to their music. I'm going to try my best to diversify and understand the new music coming out.
I wouldn't discredit your ability to adapt.
And
I wouldn't discredit your ability to be an expert in what you're doing.
I
feel like, to be honest with you, I feel like, and this is how I feel, I think at that age is where for me personally, I think that's where I'll basically be at like my peak, in my prime. That's what I'm looking for.
I will be if Perth goes well. That's the only thing. If Perth stays at the exact same place, I think
you'll be part of the person that's responsible for that. So I don't have any doubt in that.
I hope so, man. But yeah, if let's say everything goes wrong, Perth isn't up, and because I'm no longer relate to those kids at that age. I'm gonna try my best to adapt. But if the music's too different and whatnot, it's gonna be hard to because then you're gonna constantly get new clients in. The reason why I feel like I do well is because I relate a lot to my clients because I was an artist as well as being the same age as them. So I feel like being 34 and having a 16-year rapper come through, it's going to be different,
I think that's part of diversification.
Definitely, yeah, 100%.
Like, undermining your abilities.
Yeah, and I think things will be different for you. Like the 16.
And I look at myself, right? I can only listen. I love classical hip hop.
Yeah.
90s, 2000s. That's my shit. But like, throw on some little baby, I'll go word for word.
Yeah,
that's 20 years apart.
No, you're right.
You feel me?
Thanks, man.
So like quality, I feel like quality will always
actually now that you put it like that,
over it.
Now you put it like that,
you know
right.
what's good.
Yeah, true.
You'll be more selective then. You won't work with every Tom, Dick, and Harry.
Yeah,
you'll be like, cool. I might not get what it is you're doing, right? But I can see from the work ethic, from the passion, from the content, lyrical ability, cadence, whatever you want to call it, that this is up to scratch.
Yeah,
some people don't like mumble rap. Some people don't like Future.
Yeah,
I don't go listen to Future on my spare time, but I can respect what he's saying and how he delivers it. And if I saw him and I was an A&R, I'd be like, yep, this guy's a star.
You'll know what's good.
Yeah, I feel that's what you'll have in 10 years' time.
I think I'm thinking too negatively about it, about time and whatnot.
And your eye's only gonna get better. Like, and you'll
right.
know, okay, cool, I only need to mix this, but then I feel like you'll have a team. Or maybe I'm just like over, shooting your potential, but I feel like you're capable of it. And we don't have many interactions, but I'm like, don't undermine your ability or limit yourself in that.
I needed that. I actually needed that. Thank you, man.
And that like train of thought. Think about Kid Leroy. You think fucking Lil Baby thought he was gonna find a star in, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you're
But
right.
like he's like, cool. There's certain traits you'll be able to identify, and the more you're in it,
there's always
the
something
easier
to
it
do.
is for you to figure it out which way to go.
No, you're right. Thanks, man. I actually needed that. Thank you very much. You know, fuck it.
We
10 years time, watch me.
The inner workings. We giving out gems, bro.
That's it.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Actually, I needed that. I really needed that.
Because it's a part of evolution. So
you're right.
that I felt like the mindset you were in was very stagnant. You're thinking like your time is now. Nah, bro, you're just getting started, bro.
No, you are right though.
Rick Rubin's still mixing shit. You feel me? Like,
no, you're right. I didn't remember my
like,
goal. And I didn't remember it. You're right.
Yeah, your ability to like exactly what you're saying. Like, I like know what is good just gets better. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think you'll be, as long as you stay doing what you're doing, you're not going to be any less disconnected from it. You're just going to be better at it, you know what I mean? And you're going to understand what's good more. That's what I'm feeling as I go.
We live in a digital world. You might not be mixing Perth artist stuff. You might have people from London saying
true. Why do I think, wait, what the fuck am I doing?
It's calm. It's late. It's late. This is the latest pod
right,
we've done.
Yeah.
It is what it is. And the nightcap's hitting, so.
Yeah, you're right. You're fucking right. What the fuck? Why didn't I think of that? No, you're right. You're very right. You're very right. I feel like, I just gotta, I'm thinking as like a very anxious, worried person that I'm doing so well now. I think a lot of people probably fall into this trap where you're like, okay, I'm doing really well now. When's it gonna end? You know?
Don't think like that.
It's like I'm in a prime fuck. Rather than being like, oh, it's gonna get better. It's gonna get better. It's only gonna go up from here.
And it's going to get better because you're still going to be in it. And it doesn't mean like there's not going to be hard times or times where you feel like it's not doing well, but you know that you have the groundwork into like, overcome whatever you need to overcome and do what you need to do, man.
I see. Yeah, you're right. You're fucking right. You guys are like,
hey,
let's toast to that.
Sheesh.
We out here. Sheesh. We out here.
I guess on that maybe is that you got some more questions? Or?
Bro, I could go on all night. How fresh are you?
Oh, bro, I could go on all night.
How are we going on time?
36 minutes. Oh, yeah.
I can squeeze in 10 more minutes.
Yeah, we got some time.
She be
We got
right.
some
10
time.
more minutes. All right, we're gonna go into some hypotheticals, right?
Let's do it. What's up?
You're you,
Yes, I am.
right? You're surveying the Perth artist field for the next big thing.
Yeah.
What are you looking for? What do you look in an artist? If there's someone watching, or they might be a little bit younger now, they might stumble across this video a year or two from now.
Okay.
What makes you tick and be like, cool,
Definitely,
this is someone I want to work with?
This might shock people. Talent is probably the least thing I'm looking for. Talent is definitely the least.
Please elaborate.
Okay, think about it, right. This okay. Let's say this guy's amazing rapper / singer, right? Crazy talent, right? The guy can't market himself, never posts on Instagram. This guy has zero social skills or bad social skills. This guy.
Wait, how does that relate to talent?
Because you might have amazing
is-
talent, but you have terrible marketing. You're a terrible person, or you don't know how to deal with other people. I feel like being an artist and blowing up, you need really good social skills to be able to. I mean, you don't always, but I feel like having good social skills is a good way to network and connect with people and being able to get people to like you and be likable, as well as like understanding the business.
People will
of
work
things.
with you.
I think talent definitely is obviously like an important thing. Like without good music, you're not going to make it, But the thing is, like, talent's probably like the least thing I'm looking for. I will obviously.
So there's a standard. Once you cross the threshold, you're like,
exactly.
cool.
I think what you're trying to say is
you.
like it's a given. Like,
It's a given.
Like,
Talent,
of course,
talent's
you
a
need
given,
to have talent. Like that's like without like being good at what you like or having a passion for what you do. But then it's the other things like being able to work hard, being able to be a good person.
Committed.
All of those things are
I need someone that's gonna be like, oh fuck, man, no one's making my album artwork. I can't afford album artwork. I can't do anything. I'll just do it myself. Or even someone's like understands, okay, I need to post this amount of times a week. I need to go live this amount of times. Understand the algorithms on the social media platforms that they're using to push themselves, as well as understanding where they need to be, when they need to be, and who they need to meet. those times.
I feel like you're only saying that from perspective and experience, having been through it.
1000%, bro.
Because I know from artists' perspective, they think good music will make it out.
But that's where I think Kid Laroi is why he's where he is. He's able to be like, all right, I need to be where I need to be, and I need to know who I need to know. And like making time to do that.
That's more so, I feel, management.
100%. But if you look at the way, I feel like the way he moved from Lil Bibby to Scooter.
To Scooter, yeah.
As well as like, if you heard, I don't know if there's a thing I saw, I think it was DJ
I don't know
Academics.
if they moved. Hang on. I don't know if they moved. I don't know if they moved because, like, and like, I'm not a massive expert on this, but the way the management stuff works, like, especially when it's big shit like that,
100%.
There's like partnerships and there's like basically like percentages sold off in terms of management. Like there will be, because I've done a little bit.
I'm only saying that because he unfollowed Lil Bibby, as well as I saw a DJ Academics thing where they were going to jump him at a Chicago show.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. See, this is the part of things that I don't get into, which is all of the
But also, I look
stuff.
at your boy Mars, for example. The guy is a good artist. Don't get me like, he's obviously the guy's an amazing artist, amazing music. I love working with him. He's fucking one of my closest friends now as well. But if you compare him to, let's say Perry P, for example, right? Talent wise, Mars has got a lot of talent, but Perry's got more talent. But Mars knows how to use his surroundings, social media, as well as his social presence.
There's also an age thing, maybe, and a.
I'm the same age as well. So right. Perry's 19. Yeah, Perry's 19. And yeah, it's he knows to constantly go live, constantly post photos, constantly. He's just always active. But with Perry doesn't post as much, doesn't go live as much, and Perry doesn't go out ever. Like Perry, bro, he's amazing.
As a manager, how would you? How would you manage that? If you were hypothetically managing both, right? Bro, how would you go about it?
Mars, I would keep him the exact same, to be honest with you.
And Perry?
Perry, I would want him to go out more and mingle more and be more social. But at the same time, I don't want to change someone, I believe in Perry because of his talent, which obviously contradicts what I said before. But also at the same time, Perry just has this thing as well where it's like, when you hear something and straight away, bro, you're like, fuck. I would never even thought of being a manager, bro. But then I heard his first song, Star Alpha, and that's when it changed for me. I was like, that's it. Because I had just come out of my retirement of being an artist. I was like, nah, that's it.
I always look at Frank Ocean and I look at Kendrick and I'm like, J. Cole, right? Part of their persona is when it's time to rock, they come out, they're present, they're doing their thing, but like they were also... part of their mystique is the fact you don't know what they're doing.
Exactly.
You don't know. You know what I mean?
100%.
So if I was in your position, I would be looking at it like, cool, I understand there's a bare minimum I need you to do leading up towards a project or rollout or just in general so that your fans can keep you in frame of mind. But I'd also use that as part of like the marketing tactic to be cool, boom, this is how we're going to pitch this guy.
Yeah, 100%. Definitely. Actually, you know what? Another point. For an artist that I'd want to pick is an artist that understands diversification. Man, I've been drinking too much. Diversification as well as adaptation. Like they need to understand that the market is changing and music is changing and know that they need to change with it or be the person that follows them. Or be the person that the market follows rather than being like, oh, this shit's hot right now. I'm making this right now.
Proactive, not reactive.
Yeah, exactly. Someone that knows, okay, I know the market's changing and I'm going to change with it rather than be like, no, this is hot and this is going to stay hot.
I do. Yeah, I agree with being switched on with stuff like that as long as it's not hindering you as being like hindering your purity as an artist. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah,
like,
I always be
I feel
yourself,
like
no
things
matter
of like, I do get it. Like, but also just making sure things are like staying pure, because I feel like sometimes when people, and I see it all the time, like I can see when people are focusing too much on stuff with that, and I just find it super corny. But I don't know, maybe they will get more short-term success, but then I feel like when it comes to long-term success and like sustainability as an artist, you've got to make sure you're also keeping your
100%
keeping that. But yeah, no, it's good. I definitely think you make a good point of being switched on as an artist and not just thinking like, for sure. Like me just making music is gonna make it happen.
Bro, the people that come through my studio look at me dead in my fucking eye and go, I'm the next fucking big thing. Trust me, bro. I'm gonna blow the fuck up. I'm taking you with me. I'm amazing. I'm this, I'm that. I'm like, all right, they get in the booth like, blah. I'm like, what the fuck was that? What the fuck was that?
So long as they sending you the payment, bro.
Exactly, bro. One time this guy that was rapping, and he's like, "Oh, I smoked dank, wind the window down." His ad-lib was, which was just the sound of the window rolling down. But the guy wasn't. I was like, "What? I'm getting paid $40 now for this?" Hey, some ad-libs can be fire. Well, like shit, that's fire, you know, or some crazy, you know. But like, it was just at the time, it was like this white guy. This guy was white as fuck, rapping like, you know, like he was fucking
like he's on road.
Yeah, I was like, damn. He's like, window down. I'm like, whoa, what? But nah, yeah, the amount of time people come in my studio with this confidence, I'm like, that's dope. Let's see what you got. And it's just ass. Like,
I feel like there's people like that in all facets of life, not even just music. There's a lot of
you're
people
right,
that want to say the most and say they can do this and that. There's usually, they got the least to offer, really.
Oh, man.
From an artist, a manager, and a business owner, any final remarks for anyone that might be trying to pursue those laneways or like nuggets of wisdom you can give them?
Actually, yeah. So the thing is, right, you got three things. You got artist, business, and you got... What's the next one?
Yes, as manager, because
you've
kind of played all three facets because you're an entrepreneur, right? From running the business.
Okay, so you're
a manager from, you know, artist development and what you do. And then from your past as an artist, right?
Yeah.
From each three of those facets that you've lived in, what's something you can give back for whoever's listening for each
let
stage?
go of one of those things. It's kind of like uni, right? You got you got artist, manager, business. You gotta let go of one. It's like uni. You got sleep.
No. I'm not looking at it like that. I'm looking at it like, for someone who's watching, who's just an artist, what's something you can give to them, right?
Yeah,
and then someone who's thinking of being an artist manager, one of each, because you've lived each level. You know what I mean? So it's like, give something back for them to ponder on. Yeah, being an artist is just like, like same things before, just being switched on. And probably the only thing is like understanding your brand. Like I get like, you know, marketing, I get all that stuff, but overall just understand your brand, because when you get your brand right, everything else falls in play. The marketing falls in play, your music that you make falls into play, everything comes together. Just get your branding right. And it comes to running a studio, it's just being confident, man, and like understanding like, this is where I'm at, this is my price, stick with it. But also being able to mold yourself to different people, because you're going to meet so many different kind of people with different personalities and whatnot. Is being able to mold yourself to suit everybody's personality and everybody's music, and having an open mind. Don't be like that guy that listens to hip hop, but then a guy comes in with, I don't know, a guy that wants to come in and listen and make a Katy Perry song, right? Don't hate on him. Put yourself in his shoes and be like, okay, we're making this.
How do we get it done?
How do we get it done? And understand, if he thinks it's fire, put yourself in his position and be like, okay, you know what? Yeah, it is fire for what it is, for what, you know. Don't be the guys like, fuck that, dude. What the fuck? Nah. You know, be like in their shoes, understand, mold yourself. Business. Because it's still, you got to be professional. Like it's a 100%, you're providing a service, so you got to make sure it's... And don't like get discouraged, as well as get your accounting right, man. Fuck, get your accounting right, man. Jesus Christ, I didn't get my accounting right until this year, and I realized like, fuck, probably should have done this earlier. Get my accounting right. Business wise, fuck, man, I'm lit. Jeez, no, managing wise, that's managing. The last point. That's right. Managing, fuck, man, I'm so fucking lit right now, dude. That drink is crazy. Managing wise, fuck. Okay, at the end of the day, your artist has the last say. You work for the artist. Don't get it wrong. Like, the artist doesn't work for you. The only time the artist works for you is if you're Scooter Braun and the artist is a small kid from Perth. But if you guys are working together and you guys are on the same point, the artist you work for the artist. So the manager is essentially the CEO of the business. Yeah, exactly. And the business is the artist making music. Because from my experience, when you piss off the artist, or when you misunderstand the artist, or when there's a disagreement, at the end of the day, there's no management without the artist. At the end of the day, there's no money without the artist. There's no music without the artist. The artist, you can keep products. Nothing, bro. Keep the artist happy. The artist gets what he wants. You can come with him with 100 ideas, but if he says no to all of them, come up with 100 more. You know, like, no matter what, the artist has the last say. That's what I feel like should always be. So from my experience, that's what I feel like, should definitely have an open mind. As a manager, have an open mind, because you're a manager, you're thinking business. The artist isn't at all. The artist is thinking creative. So have an open mind to be able to understand that, you know. I love that. And on that note, this has been The Inner Workings.
I'm Ashmez.
I'm J-Cal.
I'm Sheldon.
And plug up the studios. What are the handles?
Follow me at The Levels Studio on Instagram. Follow me as well at sheldon.wav. My last name's not actually WAV. Just want to put that out there because I've had shorties in the DM ask me if that's really my last name, but it's not.
Shorties, not artists.
Or you can book a session online. You can book a session online at levelsoundstudio.com.
And that's a wrap.
Peace.